Test. Good evening, school board, superintendent, district staff, and community. The time is 6:03 p.m. on May 20th, 2025, and I call this meeting of the Edgewood Independent School District School Board to order. First is roll call. Ms. Martha Castilla.
Here.
Mr. Frank Espinosa.
Present.
Mr. Luis Gomez won't be joining us tonight. Mr. Rudy Lopez.
Present.
Mr. Michael Valdez.
Present.
Mr. Sergio Delgado.
Here.
Okay, and I, Dr. James Hernandez, is present. Let the record show that a quorum of the Edgewood Independent School District School Board is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flags led by Ms. Lauren Blevins.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Hernandez, Edgewood ISD trustees, stakeholders, and family members. At this time, I would like to invite the students from Stafford Early Childhood Center forward as they will be leading us in the pledge. Joining us is Ellie Marquez, Emery Marquez, Alani Diaz, Nicholas Canul, and Abilene Tovar. The presentation of the colors is brought to us by the Brentwood LOTC under the direction of Ralph Mora. I pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Juro, lealtad a la Dios. Honor the Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Please remain standing for a moment of silence as the students exit. Thank you. You may be seated.
All right, thank you. And now Ms. Teresa Salinas, Chief of Staff, with our goals to greatness recognitions.
Good evening, Board President Dr. James Hernandez, School Board Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Hernandez, Edgewood staff, family, and community. During this evening's presentation from Goals to Greatness Recognitions, I will be sharing the individual and collective efforts of our staff aligned to the individual and collective efforts of our staff in our district strategic plan goals. We're also going to align this conversation and recognition to the categories and competencies of our leadership definition. At Edgewood ISD, we believe in the power of leadership to drive positive change and growth across the district. As a part of the work with the Holsworth Leadership Collaborative and through the dedicated efforts of our EISD Leadership Definition Task Force and other district leaders across different departments, we have developed a leadership definition framework that reflects the commitment to our core values. This framework centers around three key categories: people matter, growth matter, and goals matter. And each of these categories is essential to shaping the way we lead in Edgewood ISD. This evening, we're proud to introduce our newest leaders of the pack, three outstanding members of the Edgewood community who exemplify the district's core values of professionalism, accountability, and communication. We will begin by recognizing Mr. Andrew Southwick. In his 30 years as an educator with Edgewood ISD, Mr. Southwick understands that people matter. He takes the time to actively listen to make sure students and coworkers feel heard and valued. He also helps to make sure that people understand the why behind decisions, which contributes to creating a culture of trust and respect. His decades-long work to give students every opportunity to succeed makes him a true example of what it means to be a leader of the pack. Tonight, we'd also like to honor our two behavior specialists, Mr. Ernest Lopez and Allison Jarrett, whose daily work is a living example of the EISD leadership definition, where people matter, growth matters, and goals matter. These leaders don't just take and wait for direction, they take initiative, they solve problems, and they follow through. Whether stepping up directly to fill a critical vacancy in a classroom or designing effective behavior plans or leading parent or staff trainings, they bring unwavering professionalism and care to students, families, and the teachers they serve. Their impact is seen in calmer classrooms, more confident educators, and families who feel supported. They lead with empathy, execute with excellence, and empower others along the way. Simply put, they don't just support the system, but they strengthen it. Before we bring up our honored guests, let's listen to what they had to say about earning this recognition. If you could play our leadership definition video, please.
For being successful in class. And that's kind of the approach I take. Is to try to discover what are some of the unmet needs or what are some of the obstacles that exist. And if we can take care of those two things, then we're helping kids be successful in class.
So my name is Allison Jarrett. This is my first year with Edgewood, and I'm a general education behavior specialist.
My name is Andrew Southwick. I have been an employee of the Edgewood Independent School District since 1995. So I'm on year 30 teaching with Edgewood Independent.
Hi, my name is Ernest Lopez, and I am a behavior specialist, and I work under OSL. And I'm finishing my third year here in EISD.
So a typical day typically looks like going from campus to campus, providing support in the classroom for students, teachers, helping administration with anything that they need as far as behavior is concerned, spending time in the classrooms with students, just basically kind of all hands on deck, whatever the campus needs.
What it looks like is loud and messy, lots of Legos, lots of computers, lots of coding, lots of discussions, very loud day, very productive day, very productive day.
Man, it feels good to be able to be an impact. Like that's the goal, right? Am I making an impact? And I feel like we have a nice setting that allows us to do that. The main thing that the leader of the pack means to me is that it gives hopefully an affirmation of what we're doing. And so, are the programs we're doing having an impact? And so for me, that's what it means probably most, is that it gives it a check mark. I'm excited that the programs, people are like it and approve them and see that there's a difference being made.
Being selected as a leader of the pack is meaningful to me because I feel like a lot of times what we do is behind the scenes work. We don't always get recognized, which I'm not somebody that typically likes any type of recognition. So something like this, just being able to know that somebody sees that what we're doing is making an impact and is beneficial.
Being leader of the pack is it's an honor. It's an honor. I've always looked at Edgewood and the people I work with as a family. I support, mentor, work with people if I gravitate towards that need.
I choose Edgewood because not only is it a school district, but I also feel like it's just one big family, a community. Everybody is willing to listen. Everybody values everybody, and I think that that's not something you always get in other places.
I fell in love with Edgewood. I fell in love with Edgewood in 1995. Believe it or not, I actually wrote an article in North Dakota in 1992. It was the purpose of the Robin Hood law in Texas, Rodriguez versus San Antonio ISD. And believe it or not, That article actually inspired me to want to become a teacher in San Antonio, Texas.
I choose Edgewood because why not? You know, I am blessed and feel privileged that I get to work in a district that gets to be just part of the story of this community to help it be successful and move forward. And if there's anything I can do, I just think it lends itself to a great opportunity and really honestly a personal blessing. So I'm super excited to be a part of Edgewood, and that's my reason why not.
That was my driving force through college. Like, I'm going to become a teacher. I am going to go, and I know where I want to go. I want to go here. And my wife and I chose to move to San Antonio. We were both given a job at H.K. Williams Elementary. I did my student teaching at Memorial. This community has advocates for itself, and there's people here that are passionate about teaching. And that really is why I chose Edgewood, is because I believe this community can continue to rise.
Thank you. Please help me in welcoming our 3 amazing leaders of the pack, if you'll make your way this way. Thank you. And now we'd like to celebrate 2 outstanding teams from Memorial High School who both qualified for the Texas Educational Color Guard Association State Championships. The Freedom Color Guard and the Memorial High School Indoor Drumline competed in the state competition last month held at Sotomayor High School. They went toe-to-toe with teams from across the state. Join me in congratulating Color Guard members Annalise Gonzalez, Griselda Rios, Liana Morales, Maddie Mendez, Sarah Lynn Espinosa, Vivian Moncada, and San Martin Sanchez. Our drumline members include Jessica Lopez, and you all can wave, Jessica Lopez, Brian Villarreal, Haley Pierce, Francisco Gutierrez III, Hermione McCumber, Yvette Godinez, Genesis Garcia, Julian Martinez, Juliana Preciado, Luis Rivera Ayala. We have Malachi Sanchez, Marely Garcia, Mason Guitron, and Roberto Guerrero. Both groups are under the direction and leadership of the Memorial High School band directors, Dr. Esteban Montalvo and Mr. Juan Padilla. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Sorry, and our percussion tech is Jeremy Okuda. Thank you. Y'all can make your way to say hello to our board, and thank you very much. The next group of students we'd like to call up are a cut above the rest. These 6 students competed in a high school barber battle and really showed off their skills. The 2025 Harlandale ISD Barber Battle was a local high school competition held on May 13, 2025, where students showcased their hairstyling skills in a friendly contest. Local barbershops participated by judging the students' work, providing real-world feedback and experience. The event emphasized peer support and continuous learning, with students encouraging each other and gaining hands-on experience. In the freestyle category, Chris Alva took first place, and Steven Ramirez took third. It was an EISD sweep in the barber haircut category, as Marcus Magallanes took first, Miriam Ortiz took second, and Noe Gordinas took third. These students are a testament to the great work happening in our cosmetology program. and leadership. Representing John F. Kennedy High School, valedictorian Abigail Morin, salutatorian Guadalupe Lupe Rios. We have from Memorial High School, valedictorian Michelle Soto, salutatorian Emily Briones. Representing Edgewood Fine Arts Academy, and these ladies are currently on their senior trip, so they won't be here, but we have valedictorian Hillary Bravo and salutatorian Berlin Galan. Upon graduation and the successful completion of the requirements, these remarkable scholars will become the first ever recipients of the Dr. Eduardo Hernandez Complete the Dream Scholarship. This scholarship is a personal donation from the superintendent intended to support students in covering academic or personal expenses as they pursue the next chapter of their educational journey. Before they come up to be recognized, this talented, well, they're actually already here. This talented group also has something to say. So ladies, if you'll make your way up to the dais and greet our board members, and then we'll show your video message. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all may be seated. Thank you so much. Appreciate all your hard work, ladies. And if we could play the video, please.
Hi, Dr. Hernandez. I just want to give a big thank you to you and giving us this scholarship. It's a blessing that I'm receiving it, and you don't understand how much it's going to benefit me and help me. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much for thinking about like real life and not just like, oh, here's the money for college, work the rest out. It's like, no, it's nice to know that someone's thinking about our well-being, our like day-to-day activities and stuff like that. So just thank you so much. Just thank you for allowing me to receive the money. Thank you for just believing in us, to even just wanting to give us money, because I mean, clearly you see the hard work and the effort that we put into all these 4 years. So just thank you.
Thank you as well for being able to see our accomplishment, as well as since we are women, seeing how that person did even more to giving us money. Like, thank you so much, honestly.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that you, as you previously mentioned, that you've seen all our hard work, everything we've been through, and I feel like the money you will be giving us will really help us in the future, as long with whatever. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for the scholarship. With this money, I will use it wisely in order to get as far as I can in college, and I would definitely give back to the community.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hernandez. So the next celebration is about student excellence. Each year, the Lions Club of San Antonio hosts the Opportunity for Youth Contest. It's really a dynamic and inspiring series of competitions designed to recognize outstanding high school students across the region. This initiative celebrates young leaders who exemplify academic achievement, civic responsibility, public speaking skills, and awareness of key health and social issues. Through a variety of categories, including the Outstanding Youth Contest, Drug Awareness, Speech, Diabetes Awareness Essay, and Peace Poster Contest, students have the chance to earn scholarships, gain valuable public recognition, and advance to district and state level competitions. Participants are judged on their essays, speeches, interviews, and overall character, with winners often awarded scholarships and community accolades. I would like to acknowledge our first place in the Outstanding Youth Contest, Ms. Isabella Jaramillo. In second place, Angie Rogel. We have Diabetes Awareness Essay Contest, first place winner Edith Gonzalez, second place Isabella Jaramillo. Drug Awareness Speech Contest, first place Isabella Jaramillo, and Young Women's Scholarship Pageant Queen Isabella Jaramillo and Princess Sarah Salazar. Will you please give these ladies a round of applause? And I would also like to recognize our members and representatives from the Lions Club. If you all could please stand and be recognized for all the work you do in Edgewood ISD. Thank you. Ladies can go to the dais and. Thank you. We are moving on with our accolades around academic excellence. Joining us now are two students who have set the bar very high, Aliana Aguilar and Dulce Vasquez Peña. They're now back home after competing in the Business Professionals of America National Conference competition. As you can see from the photos, the girls and their sponsors had some downtime to have a little fun in between the sessions. This was really a very rigorous academic contest. We want to highlight Dulce for finishing 7th in the nation in the entrepreneurship category. Congrats to both of you and your coaches, Mr. Eric Martinez and Anita Castillo. Now for our CTE Spotlight of the Month. We are showcasing the Teaching and Learning Program at Memorial High School, led by Ms. Cynthia Ramirez de Lopez. This program prepares students to become educators. The CTE Education and Training Pathway is a powerful launchpad for students aspiring to become future educators. Through hands-on classroom experience, specialized coursework, and real-world mentorship, high school students gain early insight into the teaching profession, with opportunities to earn college credit and industry-recognized certifications. Students graduate not only prepared, but ahead. Our goal is to grow great educators from within our own communities. This year, these students not only worked in classrooms, but they also spent time working with our Family and Community Engagement Department to help learn how to work with parents and students together. Please welcome, and joining us tonight, so please welcome Cicely Armendariz, Roslyn Diaz Rodriguez. We have Julian Gallardo, Felicia Jerez Martinez Santiago, Ray Menchacha, Ariel Ojeda, Zoe Robles, Jose Antonio Rodriguez Correa, and Jessis Delgado Esquivel, led by our lead program educator professional, Ms. Cynthia Ramirez de Lopez. Thank you. Thank you. If y'all want to make your way to the dais. Thank you. And now if you will join me for just a quick video spotlight that'll show our students and teacher in action.
Okay, so here we put the numbers for the students to see, and they sound out each number by counting with these gems. So for example, right here, number 1, 2, and it's a way to teach them how to count all the way to 10.
Así que esto principalmente nos ayuda con la salud física, nos ayuda también a reducir grasa, nos ayuda con problemas con el corazón y pues es simplemente ejercicio, salud y cosas por el estilo. Los estiramientos también nos ayudan.
thank you for taking a moment to watch that video. Each month, we highlight some of our programs that exist within our schools. Before I move on to the next slide, I did want to take an opportunity to acknowledge a couple of students from the Fiesta poster card event that are here with us so that we could acknowledge them, please. We have Kaylee Duran from Kennedy High School. We have Clarissa De La Garza from Memorial. We have Kayleen Rodriguez from Loma Park, and we have Alexis Velasquez from Loma Park. Ladies, thank you so much. And gentlemen, for your creativity and for engaging in the art contest with us. Thank you so much. Y'all want to make your way this way to shake the hands with the board? Thank you. Now we want to share a real-life example of how what you learn in the classroom can make a big difference in the real world. Joining us this evening is Zethany Martinez, a senior at Memorial High School, and her dad, Ezekiel Martinez. Zethany chose to take the health science classes, and that choice may have helped save her dad's life. When he had a serious medical emergency, Zethany stayed calm and used the skills she learned in class to help him until more help arrived. Zethany, we're so proud of you. You showed bravery, quick thinking, and what it really means to take learning and use it to help others. You're an incredible example to your classmates and to all of us. Thank you so much for being here with us. You want to go this way? Thank you. And now we have a quick video about the life-saving event.
It was September 17th, 2024. He had went to the living room, which was where I was. I had just woken up from a nap, and he told me call 911. I opened the door for him to get some fresh air, and then when I opened the door, he just fell out. And that was when I panicked, and there was a football game going on in front of my house. Everyone was just looking at me. They were just recording me. So I knew I had to take it into my own hands, and I started doing CPR on him. I've been a part of the program since my freshman year, so about 4 years. They helped me be more alert. They helped me know that I needed to take action when I saw my dad like that. It makes me feel like I'm a hero for saving my dad.
My hero. My hero for sure.
What a beautiful story, and thank you for sharing that story with us. I do want to acknowledge, before I move on to the next slide, the work of our marketing team, the slide deck, the organizing of the 87 kids that were in the building, and most importantly, looking on the website, our social medias, checking in with teachers so they can find these great stories, because this is a story that Lauren Blevins, our marketing director, heard about, and she was like, oh my gosh, I've got to share this with the community. We have so many stories that exist in our community. I know they're out there. So community, you're watching, please reach out and share your story with us. We would love to continue to highlight this level of work. So thank you so much. The next thing I'd like to do is recognize Miss Diana Vargas from Henry B. Gonzalez Elementary, whose love for teaching and Super Mario Brothers earned her Classroom of the Month honors from the Texas A&M San Antonio. Each month, Aspire at Tamusa and Community First Health Plans select a teacher for going above and beyond to create a college-going culture for students and the school. Ms. Vargas received $1,000 for her classroom, and students also received certificates to show that they were part of a winning classroom. Congratulations, Ms. Vargas, for demonstrating your commitment to People Matter, our little people, and our big people in your school, and to Growth Matters. Thank you. And next, I just want to come back and say congratulations to our Edgewood ISD Teacher of the Year, Miss Brielle Morgan from the Edgewood Fine Arts Academy. Miss Morgan was surprised with this announcement during our annual Night of Stars banquet held last year at the San Antonio Food Bank. So this is a photo recognition. I would also like to honor our top scholars. This year, Edgewood ISD proudly hosted 2 milestone events celebrating academic excellence and student achievement. At our inaugural Pursuing the Dream 8th grade breakfast, we honored our straight A middle school scholars and their families with a special recognition ceremony. We are looking forward to expanding this event next year. On May 14th, we held our 13th annual Superintendent Scholars Banquet, where we celebrated top graduating seniors from all 3 high schools. We also celebrated our early college high school students who earned associate's degrees and our local scholarship recipients. With over 250 guests in attendance, the day was a powerful tribute to the hard work, dedication, and bright futures of our Edgewood scholars. It has been a busy few weeks around Edgewood ISD. I just wanted to share a few highlights. We had our first Emerging Artist Showcase at the Fine Arts Academy. Students of all ages were able to showcase their artistic creations in a setup similar to what you would find in art galleries. You can also see some of the artwork over there to my right, right over here on the wall. Last week, Stafford Visual and Performing Arts Elementary School also put on their first major performance. They held actually 2 performances of The Lion King, one for their families and one for their classmates. What a treat. Also last week, we had field day events for some of our youngest and oldest students. Stafford ECC held a field day for their 3- and 4-year-olds, while Kennedy High School held a field day for their student athletes who met the requirements by their coaches. We also had on May 9th, Las Palmas Leadership School for Girls held its annual Parade of Nations event, which serves as a vibrant showcase where students honor various countries through traditional attire, flags, music, performances, reflecting on the school's commitment to fostering an international mindset and leadership. Also last Friday, we also had several different events that took place. We had the Loma Park Signing Day. This was really an exciting event for our pre-K Head Start students who signed on to be official Mustangs at Loma Park. We also had our Culinary Arts Showcase at Memorial High School. The next thing, hold on real quick. I am missing a slide, my apologies. I do want to acknowledge though that we did have our EISD, a school board trustee, who showed his appreciation for National Police Week, and he went out and cooked some baked pulled pork baked potatoes. So we definitely want to thank you for your contribution, Mr. Espinosa, and for taking the time to cook on the barbecue pit. We really appreciate that. The next thing I'd like to do is share what's going on around Edgewood ISD. This is our Edgewood in the News series. We had John F. Kennedy High School senior Jasmine Vasquez, who was honored as the KENS 5 All-Star Athlete during a live pep rally on TV, and this happened on May 9th. KSAT also shared the Walk and Bike School Day event at Loma Park with their online and air audience. We were also on Spectrum News in KENS 5 and other local news outlets, which covered our New York teenager, the arrest of a New York teenager who made threats against EISD, Uvalde ISD, in schools in other states. We want to thank our law enforcement agencies, our EISD police, for their vigilance in ensuring that they protect the Edgewood ISD community and surrounding community. You can find all of these stories on our marketing and communications webpage at eisd.net. And this concludes our board recognitions. Here's my contact information. If you have any stories or any feedback, please reach out. And we are now going to take a 5-minute break. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to take any pictures that you want to take with the children, and we'll start right back. Thank you. we go. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start. If everybody can go ahead and find their seats, we're going to go ahead and start again. Thank you.
It'll be all right. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. All right, next is our communications from citizens. Sir, Dr. H, do we have any communications?
Yes, sir, we do have communication from citizens.
Good evening. Before we call up any speakers, there are some procedural items to be announced. Board policy BED local limits public comments to specific agenda items. Any speaker that deviates from speaking on agenda items will be ruled out of order and they will forfeit the rest of their time. The speaker will be informed when he or she has 1 minute remaining. Speakers who engage in personal attacks or use insulting, profane, threatening, or abusive language during any board meeting shall be ruled out of order by the presiding officer and may be escorted from the board meeting room by district peace officers. Any concerns or complaints regarding employees, public officials, students, or parents should resolve via the appropriate complaint process as stated in BED local. Pursuant to 551.042 of the Texas Government Code, no board member or administrator may respond to a member of the public unless such response is a recitation of district policy or a statement of specific factual information. Please be advised that citizens and especially board members shall refrain from speaking over one another during the meeting out of respect for the speaker that has the floor.
Okay, our first speaker is Miss Melody Herrera, speaking on 5L, 5M, 6B, and 6C.
Good evening, school board trustees, superintendent, senior leadership, and community. Regarding 5L, I was reading the administrative procedures manual and it states budget for federal awards, the planning phase, meetings and discussions, and it mentions sources used to develop budgets, which include campus improvement plans, needs assessment, district improvement plans, which I don't see being transparent with parents in the community. Today I searched and the plans on the school website are either dated or missing. Please make sure this manual is not just a check in the box, but that we are truly implementing, and can you please stop cutting off my mic, please? And followed as student outcomes depend on it. I saw an organizational chart, which was very confusing to me, and it is not the first time I've mentioned it. And hopefully it's updated and includes names for transparency. Regarding item 5M, April 22nd board meeting minutes, 7D, I see in the meeting a resolution was adopted regarding the SB 1882 agreements relating to the Brentwood STEM and Stafford Visual Performing Arts Elementary to the public, yet it has yet to be notified what the resolution is, and it hasn't been posted on the district website. SB 1882 was a recent topic in an article I just read yesterday. And in the spirit of transparency, with the community, we should make sure the community is aware of what is happening with the P-TECH partnership, which is based in Dallas, as it affects student outcomes. Regarding items 6B and 6C, I would like to know why the district is considering an appointment of an assistant superintendent of human resources and student support services, and an appointment of an executive director of business and finance. I thought the district is facing a deficit. Again, why are y'all cutting off this mic? All promotions should be put on hold, especially considering the district enrollment is declining and vouchers passed, and it will possibly be in effect the next school year. If an appointment is made, I hope it is someone that is ethical and holds people accountable for their actions, and it doesn't turn a blind eye to corruption that is happening in the district. As I've heard a lot of concerns, especially regarding the police department, where complaints are ignored or handled by staff with a conflict of interest, which when it comes to human resources should not be happening, especially if the district prides itself with the belief that student outcomes don't change until adult behaviors change. So please consider these comments when y'all are voting, and thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Next, can we have Ms. Agapita Jaramillo? Yeah, can y'all check the mic?
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah, okay. Good afternoon, Board of Trustees, community, staff. I'm here to voice my concerns on 6B and 6C. I know that there's going to be some discussion regarding some either appointments or maybe merging some positions. I don't know what the nature of this is, and I mean, only you are going to discuss this in closed session, but please, be aware that we don't know what next year is going to look like as far as the budget. And we don't know what we have to face. But we tend to sometimes get comfortable and try and give each other, you know, like little raises or upgrades before we retire. And I know this because I worked at Edgewood. And I just want to assure you that we've been criticized for being top-heavy in administration. So if you're creating some new administrative positions, that is not good. We need to try and really decrease and try and merge some of these positions, because we've already been criticized for that, for being top-heavy. You know, back when I was in Edgewood, back in the dinosaur days, we had 2 assistant superintendents and like maybe 3 executive directors, and they ran a district of 15,000. So, and I know the times have changed, but if we could do it then, we can do it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Dr. H.
All right, so good evening again, everybody. I do have a superintendent's report that I'm going to actually cut down as I speak, just because a lot of the items that were on my list have already been highlighted for students. Also, just to be transparent, when we go into executive session, there will be also some of the slides that I was going to use, they'll be playing in the background, so that's for informational purposes, just so that we know moving forward. I did again want to thank everybody for coming tonight for our board meeting. I will wait to start. I do want to thank Ms. Terry Salinas for the accolades that we've given to all our students. I know we had a lot of students tonight, but quite frankly, if you'll recall it, many years ago, we did decide that these evenings would be dedicated specifically to highlighting our students. We need every opportunity they can get to be highlighted for other hardworking contributions that they made in the district. Some of the slides that are going to scroll when we move on are going to be highlighting our annual pre-K spelling bee, which just happened a few weeks ago, our National Police Week. Also, a reminder of our graduation commencement dates and times, as well as where we are locally with scholarship amounts for each individual high school. We also have our 2 pictures from our early college high school graduates. In case you didn't know it, they're going to be getting their associate's degree before they even get their high school diploma. So I wanted to highlight those group pictures, as well as highlight some of our students who have been highlighted by College Board too. And so you'll be seeing some of those as we go to the back. And then finally, we're also going to be promoting the board approval of determining finding teachers that are nationally board certified, teachers incentive allotment, and the stipend that's associated with that, as well as a $500 employee referral if employees go ahead and promote that. And so I'm going to keep going. We'll get this up. And so I want to talk about just this evening, board. I want to thank you as normal for the time you've put in this month in preparation for tonight. Board has participated in a workshop, individual meetings if they requested them, as well as received their weekly board updates on the items that they'll be voting on tonight. So I want to thank you for that. I also want to highlight again the barber competition that recently happened. It was the first barber competition that happened in Bexar County. This is the first year that we've had it, and I was very proud of our boys and young women, because there are some young women in the barber school, that swept that competition, as well as our students that participated in the Fine Arts Extravaganza. The one item that was not discussed earlier tonight that I think deserves a lot of accolades is that we also had students, there you go. Let me get to the slide. Hey, I had to just get that going. Is that me or is this? Okay, there's all the slides that I talked about. There's all our, you guys can see that, and it'll be in, on the website here pretty soon. The beginning, those are the 4 things I want to talk about tonight. There's our baseball team. I'm going to move us along. Board cadence. We did celebrate our librarians during Librarian Week. Also talked about the barber. I'm really showing off the graphics, guys. Miss Gloria Nino, my secretary, is the one who makes these. And so again, these were really well done. And then this is the Fine Arts Extravaganza. I know a lot of our board members, you came that evening, much appreciated. Some of that work is over there on the wall there, as you can see. This is what I wanted to highlight. So we had 22 students that are in 10th and 11th grade that have now passed their UT on-ramps college algebra course. So why is this important? These are actual courses that the kids are taking through UT Austin. And when the kids pass this course, they not only get the credit for the course, but statistically what we know is that when students pass these courses, they're more likely to go ahead and engage and graduate from college. And so I do want to elevate that because those are some very difficult courses for a 10th grader to take. I know adults, they can't do college algebra, just to be honest. And so I do want to thank both the teacher, the students. I'm going to be sending out more things on social media, but this is where I like to spend my time, is really highlighting the kids and the work that's happening in our schools. This is really important. I also, and you heard this earlier about our congratulations to our Vowels and Sounds. This is our first all-female Vowel and Sound group, so we're very proud of that. And then, of course, I want to thank, and I'm about to close this out, I want to thank our leaders on the senior leadership team who are responsible for some of the events that people in this room have participated. So thank you to Terry Salinas for putting together the Superintendent Scholar Banquet. She and her team. Now, let's give her a round of applause. Because, guys, it's a lot of work. I want to thank Terry because I know all the hours that she puts together in moving this forward. Her and Ms. Ramos. I don't know if Maria's here, her secretary, but a lot of work. Marketing team, Yuli, everybody else that put work together. I want to thank them. Also, Daniel Lugo, who you saw here earlier, who put together the Fine Arts Extravaganza. Again, I'm very big on highlighting the work that people do. It's important. I also want to thank Ms. Cindy Trevino because it was she and her team that put together the Night of Stars. That was another event last week. Very well done also. And then, of course, the HR department is also responsible for our resident teacher pipelines. And so I want to give accolades to those who are leading this effort. Ms. Tomasina Montaña, who's our Director of Professional Learning, who's responsible for this. This is part of our growing our own pipeline. And that pretty much brings me to an end. Again, I wanted to just highlight some of the things going on in our school district. At the very end, you'll see some of our resources. This is Ryan De Leon, our golden ticket recipient from Memorial High School, who's going to be attending Palo Alto College for the nursing program. He got admissions into that program, so we want to highlight him and his teacher. And then there's our board meeting dates. Board President, back to you.
All right, sir, thank you. All right. Now we move to our consent agenda. As per board policy, BE local, unless a board member makes a motion to withdraw an item for individual consideration, and such motion receives a second and is passed by a majority of those present, all consent agenda items shall be acted upon by one vote without separate discussion. At this time, we move to our consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items A through M as listed?
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve consent agenda items 5A through 5M with the following corrections to the agenda item 5L. 1. Pages 157, yellow highlighted areas require removal and alignment and need to be fixed. 2. Pages 114 through 122, organized structured tables will be deleted from the Administrative Procedures Manual. Barring no further corrections, I move to approve the consent agenda item 5A through 5M as stated.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Valdez motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Delgado seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay. If we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Okay, motion passes. If there are no questions or comments, we move on to our next agenda item, which is closed session. The time is now 7:08 p.m. and the Edgewood Independent School District School Board will go into closed session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Codes 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074. The board is now in closed session. All right, the time is now 7:56 PM, and the Edgewood Independent School District, School Board reconvenes from closed session. Is there a motion regarding item 7A?
Mr. President, I move to approve the superintendent's recommendation to appoint Cynthia Trevino as the Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources and Student Support Services.
All right, Mr. Espinosa motions, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Valdez seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay, if we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Motion passes. Is there a motion regarding 7B?
Mr. President, I move to approve the superintendent's recommendation to appoint Rachel Gomez as the Executive Director of Business and Finance.
Okay, Mr. Espinosa motions, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Delgado seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay, if there's no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Okay, motion passes. Is there a motion regarding item 7C?
Mr. President, I move to approve the board travel to attend the TASB Leadership Conference for those individual board members that are interested in being part of the TASB Leadership class.
Okay, Mr. Espinosa motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Castilla seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay, if we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Motion passes. Okay, is there a motion regarding 7D?
Mr. President, I move to approve the board travel to attend the TASB Tex Ed Con Conference from September 11th, 2025 to September 14th, 2025 in Houston, Texas.
Okay, Mr. Espinosa motions. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Valdez seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay, if there's no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Motion passes. Okay, the time is now 7:59 PM. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, Mr. Delgado motions to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Castilla seconds. Is there any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
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 All those opposed, raise your hand and say nay. Okay. Okay. All right, motion passes. Have a good night. Thank you.